Okay, what we're looking at today is I'm going to be replacing, and I don't know if you can see it real well here. I'm going to sort of close up on the area of the furnace that I'm looking at, and that would be this part right down here. If you notice, there's a little leakage going on, and it's not on the gasket in the front where the blower motor goes. It's actually behind. I'm going to go closer there. It's actually running behind on that wall. So it's actually from the seal on this cover. I'm going to go pull back a little. This cover right here. Okay. So basically that cover, that is where the what they call second heat exchange sits underneath that. That's where we're having all the trouble. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that out of there, and I've already got the replacement gasket for it, so I'm just going to replace that gasket. But at the same time, while I'm in there, I'm going to clean stuff out, make it look all good, clean up all the rusty areas that I can. So I just wanted to take a good before of it, and look, there's the hole where the gases get pulled through, so there's no leakage really anywhere there. There is a little over on this side. If you see it, it's starting to leak over there, but behind that plate is a lot of it. So I'm going to pull back again so that you can get a really good. And again, this is my my furnace. I inherited this when we bought the house, and you know, it's a really great furnace. If you see there, the blower motor sitting on the floor right there. But what we're going to do is we're going to get that cleaned up. I wanted to take a good before photo of it with the motor off. I did have to, if you notice, the pipe here has been cut. You can see that there. I cut the pipe so that I could get behind it, and I'll be putting a splitter on there to hold that pipe back into place so the exhaust fumes can go out of the house when we get the furnace running. So, but anyways, this is the first part of the video, just so you can see the before of everything. I will take another shot of it when I get it all pulled off. So we'll go for now. Alrighty, and there you have it. The burner plate is in there. You can see it now. It's all nice and shiny and beautiful. It's not all rusted up like the other one was. I haven't secured it yet at the top here. I left the bolts out because I'm going to get new ones. As you can tell, they are pretty rusted up in there. So, but just wanted you to see this. So this is a quick video. While I've got this all apart, because I had to take all the burners out to put that plate in, and then I had to put the plate itself in sort of through the bottom up through the top, and then slide it against the front and bolt it down. So that was a little bit more challenging than I thought it would be, but still went in really quite easily. But I've got these burners. I'm going to pull them up here real quick. Alright, this is my burners. And while I've got them out, the fronts of them, as you can tell, you can see through them really well. So there's no problem there. There's no clogging or anything. But they just need a good cleanup. So I'm going to clean those up while I've got them out. Get them all cleaned up, make them look all nice and pretty. And then we'll stick them right back in there. And everything will be done with the top part. Like I said, I'm probably going to have to wait on this bottom part here because I've got to get this new pan, of which I didn't anticipate that when I went to do this project. I thought I just needed a new seal, but yeah, the pan's definitely got some major cracks in it. So again, burner plate is in, looking nice, and that'll be it for tonight. And then I'll get started again tomorrow. I gotta, like I said, order that stuff, and then you'll see it before I put it all back together again. Alrighty, had to do a little bit of extra work here. Over to the side here, I had to pull out this mechanism here, which is just my thermostat control system, but it was attached right here, and it was not allowing me to get back to remove the last bit of that seal over there. So now if you take a look at this secondary heat exchange, you can see where, how do I want to say this, there's a gasket that goes here, and I've got that gasket. I don't have the cover to go over it. I just ordered that. But I'm going to pull the gasket up here just to show you. The gasket actually, I'm going to put it in here to show you. It's supposed to fit right here, and see where the cutouts are there. But it's also supposed to fit here as well. Now, what I'm going to be doing, because it's supposed to fit underneath there to seal it from the air inside that chamber, not necessarily for water function. So I'm going to actually have to cut this down a tiny bit to get it to fit right at this edge. Because again, there's no sense in me taking the entire furnace apart to do this, because this part is already sealed. I cut the seal from there, so that seal was perfectly fine. So I just wanted to mention that, because if you're doing work on a furnace like mine, not absolutely necessary for you to tear the entire thing from top to bottom apart to get to that, because this seal here is designed so that this is sealed off from the rest of the furnace where the air is rushing through from your blower. This part down here is the part where I had an issue with, where the leakage is. So again, I'm going to take right here, if you can see where this just below this top bead, I'll be cutting there so that this will fit directly in between this area right here. Okay, so I wanted to show you that because first I was like, man, that is a ton of work to do, because I was looking at taking it all apart, but I got to looking at it and I said, well, really, there's no problem there. That's not the issue. That's not going to create an issue. This seal right here is completely fine. Now, I did have some issues with some leakage for when the part here was broken, so I'm going to be treating this with some rust treatment. And then again, over here, I got some rust treatment areas I got to do over here. So I'm going to be doing some rust treatment on it, and then repainting all of this, because it's been marred up and scratched up and tore up pretty bad. And why I have this white is for a very specific reason, because if for some reason there is a leak of any kind, it shows up right away. That's the only reason I painted it white. Most people think, gosh, Mark, you could have used like black or something because it doesn't show stains. Well, I want to know the minute that this thing's not running correctly, so I chose white. So again, I'm going to take a quick flash up to here. I got this all put back. You know, all those, all the burners are completely cleaned. Everything's clean in through there. Plus, if you look way back in there, you'll see I have now the new heat shield in there on the front, which was all rusted up. I'll show you a picture in the last video of just how bad some of these parts were that were in here. And then I did also clean my my flame sensor. I did have to get, just so you know, up in here, this hole that goes right here, that's for this piece over here, which, let's get to it. Ta-da-da. That's my igniter. It was so crispy and old that it literally fell apart the minute I disconnected it or took the clip off the top up here. It just literally fell apart. I mean, it was like, it was time for it to go. Let's put it that way. So anyways, all back together up here. Everything's ready to go there. But again, I will get down here, get this work done, clean this up, get the seal in there, and then I'll take another video of this so you guys can sort of see how this goes. Okay, real quickly before I get started on this, this is the stuff that I use. It's called rust converter. It's a CRC rust converter. There's lots of them on the market. I've just used this one for the past, probably 20 years or so. So what I'm doing, just so you know, is right in here on the side over here, we got some rust here. We got some rust here and here. Okay. All I'm doing is just putting a coating on it so that it converts the rust. Now, I'm also going to show you, remember as promised, that is the that one piece that came out of my furnace. And hold on a second, I'm going to show you that piece. This piece right here, okay, the one with the flame sensor in there. Okay, that piece right there, which is all beautiful and silver, okay, is this piece here. I am assuming, I'm pretty sure the assumption is correct, that that's 30 years old. But just for sake of fun, I'm going to put some of the rust converter on that, and you can see, I'm going to pull it up here real quickly. You can see just how massively rusted out this stuff is. Okay, so like I said, I'm just going to put a dab on there to show you how good this stuff is, and I'll come back to it later when I come back to show you this. And again, I just wanted to show you what I'm doing here. I've prepped it already, got the seal cut, got everything ready to go. But like I said, I wanted to prime those spots there with the rust converter, get those all cleaned up so convert the rust back to metal, and then, or a paintable surface anyways. And then we'll paint that up and make it look nice in there. But again, this is the rust converter right here, okay? This is it in the container that I'm using right here. You should use gloves when handling it. It's not real great stuff, but it does the job. So it's a little on the toxic side. Myself personally, I am going to use so little of it, I'm probably not going to use gloves today. But if I ever use, you know, like a lot of it, I'm always got gloves on. So again, that's just to give you an idea where we're at right now. I definitely wanted you to see this old, chewed up, nasty looking. Look at the way that is just burned right out. So, but anyways, I'll dash some rust converter right on this one right here so you can see it. I'll leave the other ones go so that you can see what it does. Oh, and real quickly, I talked about that rust inhibitor stuff I have. I know we didn't do a real good job on this, but what I did is you could see where it's turned the one part of it completely black. And if you know over here, it's still rusty. So where the black is, now granted, with rust this bad, you should at least try to knock off the big flakes anyways. But just to see how it works, regardless of just how bad this was, wherever that black is, that's a neutralized rust, and you can pretty much paint right over it, and it stopped the rust from happening. So it's really great stuff. Okay, first of all, what I'm going to do is show you the old part, and again, I apologize, I'm trying to get this part in here, and my wide angle is not working so well, so I apologize on the film quality here, but this is the old piece here. If you notice, I still have these two pieces here, which had come out of here, which will go into the new piece up in here. Okay, so these are the rubber stoppers, which are not provided in the new one. Just in case you order it, just realize before you toss out this old one, pull those out because they do not come with the new one. So just wanted you to know that. Now, I'm going to put these up here so we can see those. But I want to take a good look. Right here, you see the crack there. And then we go down and across the bottom here, and where the big problem was is right here and right there. Those are the areas where it was leaking, and it's where the motor is mounted over top of this hole. So again, this is the old one. I do believe the old one is actually made of a material different than this new one. I'm hoping it's more durable, but again, it does look completely different, and it actually feels a little different as well. The one thing that did throw me is there was these two nibs here, one here and one here, and they weren't on the old one, because if you notice when I went to order it, I'm like going, okay, I don't know if I got the right one yet. But those are just the pan itself, so if you're working on the exact same furnace that I am, this is what you're going to be contending with. So I'm going to move this one out of the way for now. Oh, by the way, I did put a new, and I'll show you when I show you the furnace later, but this is the new heating element to start the burners. It looked like it had been there. I'm not saying it was the original equipment one, but I'll bet you it's been there at least 20 years or more. So I picked up a new one of those as well. So now, this is the new piece right here. Now I'm going to roll it over real quickly so I can show you how this works. Well, actually, let me show you the seal first. Here's the seal for it right here. Just you see, boom, set it on top of there, and boom, it all lines up. So again, this is the seal right here. And I've got to put that on, drop it down into the furnace, and then we'll go from there. So but I just wanted you to see that. Okay, and again, I'll show it to you when it's down there as well, but it's hard to see over my shoulder when I'm working on the furnace because there's not enough room in there for the camera and me at the same time. So, but if I roll this over, this is where the exhaust fan hooks up. Now this is the new, and what's interesting is this gasket actually came with the internals of this gasket here. On the inside was this gasket here, and then I just morphed some of the other gaskets so that it have more support. But this goes directly over this hole here and bolts on right there. Okay, so now you can see how that goes together, and then I've got the bolts downstairs for putting this all in. This is the old gasket there that it took. This black heavier gasket took the place of this. It was adequate, it worked, but it wasn't as good as this one here. So I figure since I'm doing this job, I'm doing it all. Brand new piece, brand new gaskets, brand new everything. But just so you see, on the back side of this piece here, they provide a gasket for this piece here. So this is now hooks onto here, so that seals here, so now that's good and sealed. So once that goes together, and then you tighten down these 2 or 4 bolts here, then that's all going to come together. And again, I will be showing you that on the furnace as well. But like I said, when I go to do this on the furnace, there's barely enough room to get my arms and head in there, and there's no room for the actual camera. So I wanted you to see this really well and get an idea of what was going on. And again, like I say, these little nibs pop right in here for 1, and then right in here for 2. And remember, those do not come. They just pop right in there. Okay, so, but they do not come in the kit, with the actual the cover itself. So just remember to grab those out and keep them. Again, this is just to show you the old pieces and how everything all fits together. And then, like I say, I'll be bolting it up to the furnace here in a few minutes, and I just wanted you to see really clearly what I had to do and what all transpired here, just so if you have this furnace, you'll know exactly what you're looking for. Alright, hopefully this is helpful. Alright, we're down here at the furnace again, and I'm going to quickly take a picture of this, or a video of this. I just wanted to show you, right along here is the white paint all the way down to the base, and then all the way across to this side. Now there's a reason for me using the white paint. It's not that I want the inside of my furnace to look beautiful. That's not the point. The point is if for some reason it does develop a leak, white will be the best color to get it quickly before any kind of damage can be done. See, the inside used to be silver, which, you know, silver can hide water pretty easily unless you're really paying close attention, but white, that's a dead giveaway. So that's why I took the time to paint the inside of this all the way around this seal white, because when I catch any kind of driplets or anything like that, they usually discolor a little bit and the white will show them off. Now, I'm getting ready to put in the gasket right now, and I'm going to do this piece by piece so you can watch me put it together. But here's the pre-gasket. So I got the old gasket off. It's all cleaned up. It's all ready to go. And we got the new gasket right here, and we're going to be putting that in. So just so I can see it there real good. So I'm going to be, I can't do it with the camera on because I need both hands to do it. So I will be back with you after I get it put in. Okay, so hang on a second and I'll be back. There we have it, new seal in place. So absolutely amazing. That was a sort of a pain. You had to line it up, because once you took that back sticker off, that thing wanted to stay on like you cannot believe. So got it on. All the holes are completely lined right up. You can see right in there, completely lined up, ready to go. So again, Definitely one of the more challenging things to do on this job. So I just wanted to take a picture of that so you could see every aspect of this. Again, this is what I did the other day, put in the new, remember I talked about it earlier, the flame igniter right there. That's brand new. Did clean up the flame sensor. Cleaned all this out in here. Cleaned up all the fuel ports and everything else inside there, so everything looks really good and it's all clean. Should run just fine this winter. But again, wanted to take a shot of this. I'm going to come down and put in the rest of it. So I'm going to sort of give you a blow-by-blow type recording of this, because like I said, me and this camera can't be in there at the same time. There's just not enough room here. So, but again, there's the seal in so far, and then I'll put on the new equipment and take photos as I go. Okay, there she is. One thing that I will recommend is when putting this on, and if you've ever worked on furnaces before, understand that this gasket is pretty powerful, so tightening those down, you want to do it very gingerly. You don't want to, definitely don't want to use a screw gun or anything else like that. I did old-fashioned ratchet 5/16 bit, and just really gently put that on there and compress that down, because again, that does not need a whole lot of force behind it. So I would not recommend putting a chuck in your drill and just that would probably mess up your stuff. Plus you want to go sort of like tighten one end, then go to the other side, tighten another one down, and just sort of back and forth them, just really slow and gentle. But that's on. Now I'm going to have to put that plate on, so I'm going to run up and grab the plate, and then I'll take a video of the plate itself. So like I say, you can see it from gasket to the box to the plate to the blower motor and right on through. So if you're happen to have one of these old models, you'll know exactly what to do for it. Again, I'm going to take a close-up of everything in here. There it is. It's all tightened down, looking really good. Went in really well. Gasket was a tiny bit challenging. Has that sticky surface on the backside, so that did make it a tough job. That's why I can't really do any of this with my hands in there in the camera at the same time, so I do apologize for that. But I am giving you piece by piece how you put it in. You just set that thing in there and just start tightening them down slowly but surely all the way around. Alright, next step. Okay, here we are. I'm going to put the flashlight in here so you can see it really well. But basically what it is, it's 4 screws. Here, here, and here. And you just, basically they're self-tapping. You just put the screws in there. I bought brand new screws because the old screws were really just really destroyed. But I bought the exact same kind, right dimensions and everything. I will put in this video a link to where I get all my parts. Again, I'm not an affiliate of theirs. I don't make any money for recommending them. I just feel they do a great job, and they've helped me find all the parts for this old beast. So, this is just going together smooth as silk. Everything's tightening down wonderfully. Everything's going together really good. Last thing I'm going to do is just basically throw the entire furnace back in here. I'm going to go ahead and put the blower motor back on, because that attaches right there. And then put everything back, put all the wires back, put everything the way it's supposed to be, and then I'll give you a quick shot of the totally done model, because really there's nothing from this point other than just, the blower motor is not that difficult. It's a real simple, if you can see here, we have right there a hole, another hole right here, can't really see it, and then a hole down here, and then another hole right here, which the seal doesn't even cover, that hole in right on through. And see, these are all ready to go. Basically, pretty much put the blower motor in place, bolt it in. Everything's ready to go. I'll hook up the exhaust fan to this and put all the wiring back into where it's supposed to go. But this is sort of the long and the short of replacing all this now. And there she is. She's all back together now. Alright, I just want to quickly do a close-up on the motor itself, the blower motor. It's connected in right here, you know, just like it's supposed to be. The blower's all back, or the vent tube's all back together. I put a heat-treated section in there so that I can get it off and on real easily. But there's everything right there. And like I said, I put the white around it that's painted white just for purposes of just being able to see, you know, real quickly. If I pull the door off, I can see, okay, everything's looking good. I can see all the way back in there. You can see all the white. See all that all the way through there, down through the bottom, the whole deal. You can see everything. So, you know, for some reason I get a leak, I got her figured out. I can figure out where it's coming from. But like I said, all the wiring's back on. Like I said, everything's done. Ready to go. Again, burner assembly, all good. Again, great furnace. Tell you, if you guys have one of these, you want to hang on to them as long as you can. Great furnace. Now this one, again, it was really abused, so I had to do a lot of work on it. But definitely well worth it. Now that we see it all put back together again, ready to go. Winter's about a month and a half away, so you know, I got her set to go for the minute the cold gets in. But again, thanks for watching. But again, this is the completed model, everything back together. Again, just real quickly, just to go over this, because you may have this furnace. This right here is your that's your suction tube to let the furnace know that the blower motor has kicked on, so that's got to be connected in here. Once that goes up into this little device up here, it will literally say, okay, the blower's on, we can kick the gas on. And again, I did have the new starter to start the flame up. That's brand new in there too, and then that front plate up in there is brand new. So there's not anything I have to do. She's fully up to speed as far as furnace is concerned. She's in really good shape. So just wanted to take another quick look at that. There it is, and thank you again. Remember, if you get a chance, subscribe. It's great to have subscribers on my channel. And then if I have something new about my furnace or what are the other videos I do, you'll be the first to know. You guys have a great night. Bye-bye.